Round 2 action continues here on the opening day of competition, and Heat 5 hitting the lineup now. Marco Mignot in his sophomore year on the CT, representing France. And Marco getting in the mix to kick off Heat 5 here, Rich.
Yeah, Marco Mignot, just a mid-face carve to start things off. The wave starts to build up in front of him. Another nice slice and a little stab on the inside. And then outside, Crosby on his opening ride. Low bottom turn. Lots of speed. Bit of a two-stage wrap to start off. Another roundy through the mid-zone. And again, as he comes through to the inside, Cros starts to flare a bit on that final turn and gets the foam rebound with a bit of aggression. It's just going to push the sections down. The lip on these waves are going to be coming down a little bit faster.
Here we go, Marco, 3.8 through on his first wave. Now after just a 2.68, but he'll want to match the number that Crosby put up on his opening ride. Driving through to the inside. And there is a strong finish.
This guy's super consistent. He doesn't often fall. He plays the percentages.
It's probably got a little bit to do with how strong his air game is, that he can ride out of tricky end sections with great control. If you fall in a heat against Marco, he'll punish you for it. That's what happened to Crosby down at Bells.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that this wind is doing, Ronnie, is just creating these...
You know, what he's done out here over the past, I think this is going to be no easy feat.
Here we go, rolling in and rolling right out. Marco Mignot has a 6.23. Crosby has a 6.5, so pretty much matched there. That was definitely the best out of his performances at the CT level. Younger Colapinto up now. Crosby threw a wrapping cutback in the heat with Mignot. Throwing down an aggressive little wrap. Nice start there. He's got that onshore wind helping that coping to blow the tail out into reverse and then seals it with a wrap. Nice. Still wants more as he'll be setting up a nice ride to the jet ski. Kind of give you words of wisdom on how to move on. This is what Crosby just threw down, Flick.
It's so cool, right? I mean, just to go, for these guys, Crosby and Griff, to go back-to-back, they're obviously in different heats. But you brought up the point, I mean, that was so cool. Just the landing too, obviously going to the air. We've got that onshore flow.
And to get back out there. And now hopping out is Marco Mignot. He was trying to answer immediately. Flick, really cool to see Crosby, Griffin back-to-back. I mean, they are brothers, but they've got different kind of styles and things that stand out between them. We'll keep this one going with Marco Mignot. Snap, rock and roll, float to liven up the finish. And he likes it. The French-Mexican is in the matchup with Crosby.
You know, is the similarities between style. We'll get back to that point because let's break down what Marco got done. Just this beautiful layback in the pocket and then seriously hard floater. That floater is so underrated, man. And it usually...
The style conversation is a great one, especially when you look good on waves that are way overhead. Drawing into this first section, an awesome down carve for Crosby. Throws it back into the power source. This thing's loading up, and he just drills the oncoming section. Did he just like clean up his mow there?
I don't know what he did. It was like, looked like just original Crosby right there. That was awesome.
Really powerful on the open face. Brody Sale, walk us through this thing.
Yeah, this was like a bigger set. You know, it looked like the first wave of the set bumpy, and there's a lot of bump right there, but he did good to hold the rail, navigate, and then this last turn was just money. This section is, I don't know if people at home really understand how gnarly that section is. Like, that thing comes together and you're not in the right spot or in front of it, like you can get seriously worked. And then there's like a table reef right in front of you, so full commitment, and he just timed that perfectly. Little Crosby claim.
Hey, that works. That works.
I don't know what that was, but
any idea, Flick? The surfing world, his first pieces were all under Adam Blakey, but that's still the same guy, Vaughn. As we look at the replay, last of Crosby, Flick.
Oh, he's just reached that flow state completely. I think he's just feeling it. You know, he's heard the 6.7 drop, the 7.5.
Griff and Jack Thomas will be the priority heat as Crosby will be happy with this rematch win over Marco. The possibility of an all-Colapinto matchup is still alive. And Marco will hang out make some plans for the Gold Coast for the final stop of the GWM Aussie Treble.